What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Acts of Creation. So recently we talked about taking a chord progression and then playing power chords through it and then kind of putting them up in different octaves just to kind of expand our vision, right? And seeing those root notes, seeing those power chords, and then even seeing some of the chord quality found within them. Expanding on that a little bit in different ways, right? So one, we're going to lean towards the simpler side and we're going to move from just kind of root note power chord movement, outlining that chord progression, to looking how we can add, slide our power chord around a little bit and add some of that chord quality to it. So I am in standard tuning. Down in the description below, you can find a link for the tabs. We recently talked about a chord progression that went B minor, A, G, F sharp. Right, one minor chord, three major chords. Now, we talked about, we can obviously just outline the root notes. Right, so we're gonna move away from that now. Like, okay, we got that, check, good, sounds good. Maybe you can do a couple different rhythms, a couple different strum patterns, a couple different chug patterns, whatever you're into, right? But we've nailed the root note movement, okay? So now how do we bring in that chord quality? Well, we can slide up to one of the other notes in the chord, right? So what we call in the music theory language, we're gonna move up a minor third, okay? And on the guitar, that is 4 frets. So if I'm on 7 for B, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that brings me to the 10th fret. Power chord right there, okay? So root note, minor third, okay? So now we can do that for all the other 3 chords. But one thing we have to realize is that those other 3 chords are major, okay? So when we play off of 5, which is the A chord, rather than a minor third or 4 frets, we need a major third, 5 frets. Right? And I know that can be confusing, but think about it like we have light blue and dark blue, right? We're going sad, we're going minor. I need some of that dark blue, right? We're shifting to a major chord. Give me some of that light blue, right? Both thirds, slightly different shades. One's major or brighter, one's minor or darker, all right? So now, instead of just playing root notes, we can add in right? So now we can add in all these other notes to kind of bring the sound or the flavor of that chord progression into our power chord riffs, right? So now we kind of just jumped up a little bit. Maybe I lost some of you, maybe some of you are right where it needs to be, all right? So again, I'm just stepping up to the third of that chord, and then you could also even just look at the little scale fragments, find that note that leads to it. Right? So now, right? And you can, as you heard, you can kind of dance around in all over the place. You can slip and slidey as much as you want. You can have as much movement as you want. Right? So 7 to 10 is my minor. 8 to 5 is my major. 8 to 5, 5A to 9. G was 3 to 7. And then F sharp is 2 to 6. And your ears might hear that particular chord seems to add a little tension to it. And that's because it does, because you notice we're playing A, which is the 5th fret. But when we play a major third from F sharp, the 2, that gives us 6, right? Not 5. So you have that little half step, that little tension note right there, right? And it adds tension because it is tension in relation to what we're playing. If I play open and then the 6th fret, ooh. Right, that's a tritone, a very tense interval, right? So you get that. That's why when I played it before and I played those power chords, right there, get that nice chromatic movement, almost Megadeth-y sounding, right? That's how you get that, and that's where that's coming from. Cool, all right? So that's how to kind of slide through your power chords and bring in the sound of the chord progression. Okay? And there you go, right? How to take a simple root note power chord progression and incorporate some of the sound of the chord progression that you're playing over other than just root notes by sliding up to the thirds of those chords, right? So I hope you dig that. That was a lot of fun. Like I said, down in the description below, you can find a link for the tabs. And we're probably going to follow this video up and talk about how we can take that idea and turn it maybe into more of a melodic style riff. And we'll explore the 3 octaves like we did in the previous video. So there you go, down in the description below, you got links for the tabs. Please subscribe if you like what's going on. As always, let me know what you come up with. So until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.